Okay, so I've already done a video on this with the Euro USD, so go check that out if you would like to have a look at that. I'm just going to do the same thing again with the Pound USD, so I'll be literally getting the naked chart from the month, and we'll be taking the analysis all the way down to entry level, and you can literally see like how I do my analysis, etc. And this is what I will be doing and showing my group, so my trading group. So yeah, so let's just get into it. So as I start off at all times is to draw trend lines in current position, so that's relevant to the price action right now. So I can see just straight off like this. This is something I would put, and also, so yeah, so this one. We can just label this one here just because we can it makes sense more to explain where price is actually happening. So this is this long downwards trend line is ultimately showing the overall bigger picture, and then this is showing the sub channel. So it's like on a lower time frame this would be significant as well. So we're just making sure that we know where our bias is at the very start. So we can see price rejected this, came all the way down here, respected this trend line quite well. We formed a little triangle formation here, like a little pendant here. So we formed this consolidation sort of style, and then we dropped down, broke it, retest, came back down to a further new low. So this is where we now begin to put our zones. So like I said, we're putting all the zones in the key points where price is significant towards where all the zones are significant towards where we currently are. So check back further now. So yeah, these will be the two. Now we're going to drop it lower. And I was saying in the previous video how I change colors for, I have certain colors for certain things. So my trend lines are always in purple, and then my zone levels and the key areas are in black. But at each level I change the color to a fader black, just because it's easier for personally. It's just a personal preference for me. Change that one back, sorry. Okay, so yeah, so the next thing I would do is still continue to put the zones in, yeah. So I'm gonna put one here, change the color to grey, and potential, no, another one, one here, one here. Okay, cool, that's nice, that's nice. Now I'm looking for, I can see this very good trend line that's happened here. So what is this one here? Okay, so this has happened from Jan 17 to April 18. So we can see this also had the same confluence in the Euro USD video that I just did. So there's a lot of similarities between the pound and the euro, as you know, as there's a lot of confluence between the pairs, and especially because they both end in the dollar, that it's going to more likely have a very similar chart towards each other. So so that's kind of a useful tip in trading confluences, forex pairs confluences. Sorry. Now, so the next thing I would look to do is to take it down another level, and we can see where price is heading. Okay, so I'm going to draw that there's a trend line here. See a little trend. So a nice little upper trend, something like this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we can see that this is we can see that this trend line is quite respected. The reason being, as we see rejection here, rejection, and a very strong sensitivity level here, right? And multiple areas here. So yeah, this is a respectable point for this. So just looking through on a daily, we could be looking for potential buy, but what I'm gonna do is look on a little bit lower, and it will give us a bit more of a clue as to where price could potentially be. So we can see that. So we can form a zone here actually. So right here, let's do it in a theta color, something like this. Yeah, that's a good one. This one here, and then is there anything lower that's quite significant? I believe that one. Okay, yeah. So that will probably be it for my version of the zones. So now we can start to look into looking at where price could potentially go. So with current, as with everything, news does have a big impact on currencies such as in forex. So we have to take notice of the fundamentals. So as of what's happening is Brexit, and with all the news, it's giving the pound a bit of confusion as to where price is actually going. So whenever there's confusion in the market, what typically happens is we have consolidation zones. So with consolidation zones, it's basically waiting for fundamentals to actually kick the price into a direction. So if this monthly channel is respected, then we could see that price is more likely to go downwards eventually, but we just have to wait for the initial kick for it to happen, and we need to see a lot of confluences to match up in order for us to be convinced we're going up or down. So as of now, we're currently in consolidation in between this zone here. So since February of this year, we've been jumping in between here and here and here, and we're ultimately squeezing down. So if we was to draw a trend line, something like this, we can see that something in this area, so from now till April 19th of April, something is going to happen basically, and this is on the 4-hour chart. So this is why I believe something will happen soon in terms of pushing and price action, but that ultimately obviously does depend on all the politics that's happening with the Brexit. So as of now, because of this trend line has been respected since December as of last year, December 18, I would potentially look for I would put more of a buying order, but I feel like we may have missed the opportunity because there's more of a confluence at this zone as opposed to of here. So I would be looking to buy, and then my take profit zones would be at the top of this trend line that I'd have formed. But if we take it just a bit lower, we can see what actually possibly happened. So price was really quick and sensitive off this trend line on the bottom that we formed, and this zone held very well, the 1.299, and we can see that there was bullish momentum after this, but what I would always check back, sorry, it's the 4-hour one. Yeah, so what I would be looking to expect is for further retest of this zone and this level here, because price action did come here, and as we can see that we are still currently in a downtrend due to lower lows and lower highs. We just need to break this level here in order to signify a push up. So I would be just waiting for something to happen in this area here, looking for a bullish candle, a bullish engulfing candle of some sort, and my my take profit zones would be from here. So would look for entry around here on the trend line, and would look for TP1 previous high, so that would be here, and then TP2 would be touching this top trend line wedge, and my stop losses would be on this second zone here. That is due to this is another zone where if price does come to this point, I believe it would be wrong. So that's why I would leave my leave my stop loss there. So that is just my little prediction of where I think price will go this week. Time will tell what will happen with Brexit and everything. But as of now, we're in this consolidation zone. We just have to wait for a break of either direction. Yeah, of where it could possibly go. But for now, we just have to wait for the trade to come to us and go from that. So yeah, so I'm going to do another pair, potentially do another pair, and do the same thing like I did like this. But as I mentioned in the other video with the Euro USD analysis, this is, as I've just done the top-down analysis of the pound USD. In the following week, I will not be doing it again, just because there's no reason for me to redraw everything, and it will save time. So this video will always be here from the start of when I did this, and in the following week we'll review what happened in the trading week commencing this week, and when it comes to reviewing, I'll see what actually happened and look at the news, etc., and look to predict where it will go in the next week after that. So the videos will get a little bit shorter than this, so they won't be as long, but hopefully this video was of some use, and you did learn a little bit of how I personally trade and do my zones and trend lines, etc. So if you did find it useful, just let me know in the comments, etc. And I'll post another video in the following week. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next one.